Afternoon. Thank you for joining us on a Friday afternoon. So some of you probably coming during your like half day or like taking a time off. So thank you so much for being here. And today the topic is Superpower Me series. Okay, so I am from Educlaas. Okay, so we are just upstairs at level 7. We are private training providers providing digital courses for adult learners in Singapore and internationally. Okay, so we provide digital courses for infrastructure support, system support. We will provide courses for digital marketing, digital business, as well as for analytics. And I am from the software engineering pillar. I mentor learners for prototyping modules, front-end development, database, Java foundations. So this is this is the pillar that I'm from. Okay, so before we move on into the topic, right? So maybe we have some participants over here to share your name and what are you hoping to learn from this? Okay, maybe one or two, you can raise your hand. I'll come over. Okay.
Hi, my name is Darryl Wong. I hope to learn engineering prompt, how to ask questions, how to get the right answer, and how to copy and paste the notes into a Word document to write my inputs and also words. And also maybe video.
Daryl, is it? Okay. Thank you, Daryl. So I understand that you are here to actually learn more about effective prompting from the artificial intelligence tool, which is like more probably we'll be using the ChatGPT. Okay, anyone else who wants to share your objective for coming to this session? You can raise your hand, I'll come over. Okay, hi.
Mine is a bit specific. I thought I would like to know more about the security of ChatGPT and AI, the security aspects of it. I don't know whether it will cover.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. I can share with you the prompting details and everything, but security-wise, we will take it after the session. We can discuss it. Okay, thank you. Okay, so thank you for sharing. Okay, so so whenever you hear superpower, right? What do you hear? What do you think of first? You can shout out your answer. So when you hear superpower, what comes to your mind first? Superheroes, comics. Anyone? Okay, so like I think when we were growing up, we were like watching Spider-Man, Superman, and then now recently we've been seeing Marvel, right? Marvel superheroes. Okay, so when we see Marvel superheroes, we have like, they all have superpowers. Okay, these are non-fictional characters. Okay, they have superpowers. So some can be born with it. So it's like mutant born. And there are some who actually get like external sources. So some, like for Black Panther, he actually applied the heart-shaped juice, the juice from the heart-shaped herb. And for Captain America, he actually injected himself with the super soldier serum. And there are people, the superheroes, who train themselves, like Black Widow and Doctor Strange, who train with the Ancient One. And there are superheroes who actually get their superpowers from their suit, like Iron Man. These are non-fictional characters, so we know that they have the superpowers from external resources. Then what is superpowers for us? Okay, as humans, how did we come about with superpowers? Okay, so when we're looking at 17th or 18th century, okay, so that's when the industrialization began. And with the industrial age machines, that was a superpower at that time. Okay, so because we were able to accomplish things that's beyond the capabilities of the human bodies. Okay, and then come the computer calculations, because we were able to do a lot of algorithms, calculations, and then came the artificial intelligence, which we are able to do more things that we were not able to do before to increase our productivity. and hence having that superpower. So this superpower, how is it prevalent in the world right now? Okay, so we'll watch a video on this.
Artificial intelligence isn't coming, it's here. It's the defining technology of our time. But it's human ingenuity that makes it so powerful. Jane started losing her vision when she was 12. She uses Seeing AI.
Crouched down the stairs and out the door,
which enables her to read and navigate her world. Microsoft AI is helping farmers adapt to climate change.
We can use technology to help feed the world without wrecking the planet.
Enabling wildlife conservation.
The ability to use AI really democratizes science. WildBee uses images from any source to help study endangered species.
And creating new ways for people with hearing loss to communicate.
I want the exact same information that my hearing friends have.
It's more than just imitating intelligence or sounding like a human. Microsoft AI is changing every industry, from healthcare.
And now you can see these finite details, the relationship with many structures,
to engineering. And telecommunications.
we are using artificial intelligence to change the way we are related to customers.
AI lets us put people first.
The Microsoft tools really enabled us to breathe digital life into an iconic brand persona.
The product that we make is not a thing in a box. Microsoft AI empowers others to create experiences and potential. This is just the beginning.
Artificial intelligence has just opened up this whole world.
The future we invent is a choice we make.
Okay, so what have you learned from this video? That AI is not just generative AI. Okay, it is not just ChatGPT. It is actually more than that. It is used in hospital settings, it is used in medicine, it is used in construction, it is used in various parts of the industry, and it is taking the world by storm. Okay, so that's what we actually see the superpower. But this just didn't happen overnight. It actually took a lot of years for artificial intelligence to evolve. Okay, so it actually dates back to 1940s. So do you all remember what is the main event that happened in 1940s? Yes. Okay, you all remember the history. Okay, so the World War. So this 1940s, there was World War II, right? So that's where the Enigma machine was introduced by the Nazis. Okay, so and it was very, very, very difficult to crack. Okay, and the starting point is where the decoding of the Enigma machine was done during World War II. Okay, disclaimer: AI was not used to crack the Enigma machine. Okay, but the person who decoded it was Alan Turing. Okay, so he was the person who actually started coming up with a term like with the machines, how they think, and the decoding of the Enigma machine was the catalyst for this. So then Turing actually came up with the imitation test. What is this imitation test? Is actually he had this theory hypothesis whether like can the computers think similar to humans. So in that case, so he came up with the imitation test, and 1950s was also the time where the term artificial intelligence, so AI, came into play. Then a few years later, okay, in the 1960s, we had the first industrial robot, which is the Unimate. We also had our first chatbot, Eliza, and we also had our first mobile robot, Shaky the robot. Because it was the first, that's why it was shaky, so they called it Shaky the robot. Okay, so since you all started coming up, okay, so from the 1940s, where they did not have AI, to 1960s, where they started having the artificial intelligence to actually build robotics. Okay, then there's a few years gap. Then what happened? Okay, so from introducing AI into the world, we started to see that AI started to think like humans and actually win them over certain games. So such as like one of the AI, which is Deep Blue, it won over the chess legend. And we started having robots with emotions. And this was called Kismet at that time. So what happens is Kismet has like different elements on its face, like different features, and it will move according to the emotions. So it has some eyes with like aluminum foil, so when it's sad, it will just like close a little bit. So that's how the robotics actually evolved. And with that, in 2000, that's where we have more interactive AI. So in the 18th century and the 19th century, or even the 20th century, it was like the AI was more close towards the scientists who developed the AI or the robots. But come 2000, in the 21st century, AI was released to the public. Okay, the first one was the AI-powered vacuum cleaner, the Roomba. You know how you see the circular vacuum cleaner which actually moves about? Okay, so this was a starting point. And then we had the Siri, which was created by Apple, right? So that was the first time where it was like voice-powered assistant. We had the Siri, and then come with like the different voice-powered assistants. And then in the 2010s, we started having the IBM Watson. We had the Alexa, a humanoid robot, Sophia. Okay, Sophia is the first robot to get Saudi Arabian citizenship. It has the only robot to have citizenship, in fact. Okay, and we also had AI-driven music platform, Amper, and then we started to have autonomous cars, driverless cars. So this was how AI evolved from power to superpower. And now we are in the 2020s, where we see GPT-3. This is a tool that is the backbone of ChatGPT, Bard, and Bing Chat, all those things. Okay, and currently the market size value of AI is $196.63 billion US dollars. Okay, so we are at this market size value now. Can anyone estimate like how many times more it will be in 2030s? Any guess, like random guess, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times? 10 times. Okay, we have 10 times. Anyone wants to guess? 5 times. 100 times. It has a potential. Okay, so it is actually very close to our first guess. It is like a little bit more than 9 times. So the market size value in 2030s is actually 1811 billion US dollars. So that's the potential of artificial intelligence in this world. From a power to superpower, this is how AI has evolved. So whenever we see superpower, right? What is it in our context? Okay, so in our context is actually generative AI. Okay, so whenever we see ChatGPT, right? Or we see Bard, or we see any other tools that comes up like on TikTok, oh, this is one of the AI tool that we have seen. Okay, so all these things are actually generative AI. So what is generative AI? Is we prompt something to the AI and then it responds to us. So that's the gist of generative AI. And we only think like ChatGPT is one of the generative AI, but there are actually hundreds of it. And we group them together. Okay, so some fall in different like in multiple categories. Okay, so these are like just some of the categories. So we have video generators and editors. So we have like Synthesia, Runway, and Reface. Synthesia is very popular because it creates AI avatars. So what happens is they have a studio with like green screen, and then people will come over there and then they record themselves, and then they will voice record as well. Okay, so that the facial expression is meshed with their voice. And this was a documentary done by Business Insider as well, to see how all these things impacting the world right now. So it's a very interesting documentary. So if you have the time, you can Google Insider documentary on Synthesia. And then for image, art, painting generators, we have Doll E2. Doll E2 is from OpenAI, and Imagen is from Google. Okay, so these are like really tech giants, and they are competing each other with their technology, up and coming technology. And then we have our popular text generators, ChatGPT. TLDR, this is actually, we have like a long paragraph. We just like too long didn't read, we shorten it, we summarize it. And then we have WriteSonic. These are just like 3 of the many text generators that we have. Okay, some of the design generators are like Beautiful AI, Design AI. So these can create like slides, these can create like your logos. So different users, different tools. And then we have music and audio generators. We have Supertone, Jukebox, Iva, and face avatar generators. So fake people, face generator. Okay, and there are many more generators, and there are many more tools under these generators. Okay, so these are like a big umbrella of generative AI. Okay, so today we will be focusing firstly on the LinkedIn profile. Okay, how can we optimize our LinkedIn profile with a generative AI? And our focus is going to be on ChatGPT. Okay, so because generative AI, we have to prompt the users, prompt the ChatGPT, and it will respond to us. So whenever we have the prompt, okay, you can take a screenshot. These are the constructs that have an effective response for us. Okay, so this construct consists of 6 items. Firstly is the persona. Secondly, context. Third, task to complete. Fourthly, we have the examples. Fifth, we have like the format of the output, the response that we are going to get from ChatGPT. And we need to state our tone, like whether it's going to be friendly, or is it going to be strict, or is it going to be condescending. Okay, so there are different tones that come with it. Okay, so these are the 6 different components of the prompt construct, okay, that we will be looking into. But just having this, right, you may not have like a clear picture, okay, what does it entail? Okay, so I have some examples for you. Okay. So when we have the persona, we are telling the ChatGPT it's going to take this persona. Okay, so it's going to become that persona. So when we say persona, act as a maybe sales professional, or act as a LinkedIn expert, or act as a curriculum developer. Okay, so we are asking the ChatGPT to take on this persona so that it can think from that point of view. And how is it able to think from that point of view? It is because it is trained on huge amount of information, data, and natural language. So that's how it is able to process all these prompts that we are giving. Okay, so after persona, we have to look into the context. Okay, so the context is the situation that you're in. Okay, so for example, if I'm working on LinkedIn profile, okay, so maybe I'm a software professional. Okay, so a software professional trying to build an online community. So this is the context. Or maybe there is a sales professional hoping to have a bigger reach. So this is the context. So ChatGPT can tailor the responses based on the context that we are in, and depending on the other construct. And the third being the task. What do we want the ChatGPT to do? Okay, so this task usually starts with a verb, an action word. So we always say write, or paraphrase, rephrase, construct, develop. We can do summarize. So we have like all these different tasks that we can give ChatGPT. Okay, so with the task, we have some examples. Okay, so for example, we have the different frameworks. So for example, let's say when like a person is developing a curriculum, in Singapore we have to follow like a Bloom's taxonomy. So what is this Bloom taxonomy? There is a framework of how we are assessing, how we are delivering the content. So in that case, we can say, okay, develop this content using Bloom's taxonomy framework. Or maybe like we don't have any framework. We just have like some questions. Let's say we want to build the slides, okay? So, or maybe portfolio, the about section. So in the about section, you can say, oh, write the about section with what I do or why I do what I do. So these are like some example questions that you can give ChatGPT so that it has some kind of examples to work around. So why we say give examples is whenever we are asking ChatGPT to do, right, it doesn't know any background information and why we are even asking it. So provided that we give the context, it will be more effective if we back it up with the example as well. So that's how usually ChatGPT's responses are actually make it a better response for us. Okay, after examples, we have the format. So what kind of format we want the response to be in? We want it to be in email, or we want it to be in bullet points, or do we want it in a tabular format? Okay, so ChatGPT is able to recognize this prompt and give us in tabular, bullet points, or even the number of words. Or we can limit, okay, I want it to be in 3 paragraphs. First paragraph within 100 words, second paragraph within 150 words. So this is how we actually can dictate what we want from ChatGPT and we can get what we want. Okay, so we have to tell ChatGPT, so we have to think of ChatGPT as like our friend, as our assistant, so that we can get, we have to keep on probing it so that we can get what we want. And finally, the tone. So let's say, for example, you're writing an email to your manager. Okay, you want it to be like in a formal tone. Or maybe if you are writing a best man speech, or you want it to be like more friendly, informal tone. Okay, so the tone really plays a part because that tone affects the words, the verbs. So that's how the tone impacts the output. Okay, so with these prompt construct, okay, so maybe like, you know, when I'm telling you all these things, right, you may like, how do I apply this? Okay, so we have an example and then we will have some hands-on activities as well. Okay, so you do not have to take out your laptop or anything, we just need your phone. Okay, so we will have this activity so that you will type your prompts as much as you can. It's anonymous, so it doesn't have your name. Okay, so you can just try out and we can see what we can improve or how we can, you know, just fine-tune it to make it better. Okay, so that's how we learn things better, like with more hands-on and practice. Okay, so we have this basic LinkedIn profile. Okay, I created a dummy one for demonstration. Okay, so this one has my name, my position, learning facilitator, mentor, ACLP certified. I have a Dummy Academy, University of Temasek, and then I just have a short about section. It says mentoring on software engineering modules, and then I have experience, which is just learning facilitator, Wisdom Domain Academy full-time, and education, University of Temasek. Okay, so I just have this basic profile. So anyone who creates a LinkedIn, like for a start, this is what they start with. Okay, they cannot start with like a very profound or like a optimized LinkedIn profile. Okay, so this is how we usually start. Okay, so according to LinkedIn sales blog, right, what makes a best or optimized LinkedIn profile is a good profile picture and background photo. Okay, and then there's a line which is personal, inspiring, and avoiding the buzzwords. What is buzzwords? Passionate, achieve, or experience. These are all like, you know, everyone will use it. Okay, how can you stand out? How can you differ? Okay, so that's why we say avoid buzzwords. And then the summary, which is like your about, should be like a story. Okay, it's like you're telling a story about you. not just like, okay, this. Okay, like if you're, because nowadays, how you are marketing yourself, it is more like a storytelling. Okay, so see how you have developed, what are the skills you have to offer. So we put it into a story. List the relevant skills and spotlight the services offered, depending on what kind of LinkedIn profile that you're looking for, whether you're a consultant or you're providing services. Okay, so you can list the services offered. And then you see this all brown ticks, right? So these are not AI assisted. Okay, this is more for your own initiative to take. So for example, you have to grow your network, right? So you will have to go and look for people who you want to connect with, spread and receive endorsement. You can take skills assessment, share content with comments, and follow relevant influencers. So these are how optimized LinkedIn profile is. Okay, so we will go into the activity now. I will give you more information about what I do. Okay, so we will be creating, we will be optimizing this profile. Okay, so we will do the activity. We will then look into a few of the responses. You can vote the responses that you think are better. Okay, then we will look into maybe 1 to 3 responses, and then we will show you the sample prompt so that you all can take a screenshot and then go home and try as well. Okay, so if you all can take your phone, you will use your phone camera and then scan this QR code. So this will bring you to this page, and then we are doing the first discussion, which is the LinkedIn profile. Okay, so let me know if you are there already. Okay, so when you are in the LinkedIn profile, it will just be a text message itself. Okay, I will wait for 2 more minutes for everyone to scan.
So what do we press? We do press enter this discussion, or do we?
I press enter this discussion, this orange button. Thank you for that question. Anyone still like figuring out how to do? You let me know, I'll come over. Okay, all of you okay? So let me move on to the next one. Okay, so this is our activity. Okay, so you can either write a prompt for LinkedIn about section and headline, or you can write a prompt for work experience. So the prompt includes persona, context, tasks, examples, format, and tone. Okay, so for example, if you need like prompt for like work experience, okay, I have given you like some details over here. Okay, so you can look into the details. You can just like do a brief one also. It's okay. So we just want to see how you get the gist of it. So we will take about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes for you all to try, okay? Please raise your hand if you need help, so I will come to you and guide you along. So you will need to write a prompt for LinkedIn about section and headline. Okay, let me go to the main one. Okay, we see that okay, so on the left, you have the items, the details, and on the right you have the responses of your friends over here. Okay, so if you like it, you can see the up arrow, which will give you the upvote. That means you like it, you think this is good. So for example, you have this, as a learning facilitator trying to build a LinkedIn profile page for a job role, the tone should be formal. Okay, so that's a good one. Okay, we have gone one step. Okay, so then we have write a prompt for work experience. Very good. Okay, then we have to generate a job profile for a human resource manager. Okay, so then we have digital work professionalism, to be headhunted. Okay, so we have all these items. Okay, so you can also do an output. Then we have this one. Write 5 sentences to introduce a software engineer for the LinkedIn profile. The tone should be professional yet friendly. Okay, so we see the different types of tone that's coming up. Okay, write a short story, how I inspired learners. That's good because we want to write the story for about us, right? So that's good. That's a good starting. Did I miss anything? You're a LinkedIn expert. You're a mental health counselor hoping to have a bigger reach. Write a LinkedIn heading in a professional tone. Very good. Okay, we have 2 words. Write a short story, how I inspire learners. Then, okay, so the words are increasing. Okay, keep on interacting. Okay, so how many of you still feel that, okay, LinkedIn, I feel like, okay, the About Us section, I shouldn't tell a story. Okay, I just want to put it like 2 sentences or 3 sentences. I don't want to really talk a lot about my about. Okay, if that's the case, right, you don't have to do something that is out of your character. Okay, so try to be in your character, what you like to do. Okay, you put that in. So for example, right, marketing professionals or consultant service providers, they will have different paragraphs of what they offer, what are the services they have to offer, what are the skills and everything. But for me personally, when I go for my LinkedIn profile, I just want a very short 2 paragraphs where I say, okay, these are my skills, these are how I help and how I add value to any organization or learners. So that's how my personality is, and that's the LinkedIn profile that is reflecting. Okay, so you do not have to conform to what the society is saying for the LinkedIn profile. Okay, you keep it professional. Okay, that's most important, but you keep it in your own style as well. Okay, so and the prompt will change accordingly depending on what you are expecting from ChatGPT. Okay, do we have any for work experience? To be headhunted. Yes, we all want to be headhunted. Imagine you are a very experienced learning facilitator, currently working in the L&D department of an American MNC. Draft an attractive paragraph for both the LinkedIn about and the headline section. Okay, this is a good one. Okay, shall we analyze whatever the top 3 responses that we have? Okay, so firstly we have the write a short story, how I inspired learners. Okay, so we need the persona, context, task, examples, format, tone. Okay, we are not going to see what is not there, we are just going to see what is there. Because usually the prompts, we may not have every single thing. Sometimes we can omit depending on the scenario. Okay, so in that case, write a short story. Okay, so write, what do we have? Task, thank you. Okay, a short story, what is this? Sorry, I heard something. Context. Okay, so we can put it under a context or we can put it as a format. Okay, so context is why you want to write a short story. Okay, but this short story is like the format, or you want to write a novel, or you want to write an email, or you want to write a haiku, you want to write a poem. These are all formats. Okay, so short story, we have a task, we have the format, how I inspired learners. Okay, what is how I inspired learners? That is the context. So you inspire learners. Okay, so we have 3 out of the 6. Okay, maybe the person who posted thought maybe the other things are not that important as these 3, but you can try experimenting with ChatGPT by adding on the other constructs. Okay, so let's look into the next one, to be headhunted. Okay, what do you think ChatGPT is going to reply for this? Shall we try? Okay, I'm just going to say to be headhunted. Okay, you know ChatGPT can be funny, right, sometimes. Okay, so you see what it's going to respond. It's giving the definition. So being headhunted refers to the process of being actively sought out and recruited by potential employers. And being a natural language processing model, it is giving us what to do so that we can be headhunted. Okay, so you have these points, right? You know what you can do? You can use these points to pump it into your prompts. So you can say, write me a prompt which shows me, okay, it's continuing. Let it stop first. Okay, which builds a strong online presence for me. Or you can say where I can network with people. So you can use these things. So you know sometimes with whatever random or like less information is also information. Okay, so whatever you put into ChatGPT, it will give you information such that you can reuse it. So for example, right, tone. When I mentioned about tone, not many people know a lot of verbs about tone. Even when you talk about me, right, I only know formal, friendly, confident, condescending, criticizing, so all these tones. But there are a lot of other feelings, other tones, correct? So in that case, what we can do, we can actually just put in our own words and ask ChatGPT for the tone words. Okay, so for example, let me try. How are you all feeling right now? Tired, sleepy, food coma, or energized? So, give me the words for tone. Okay, so it's giving me a lot of tones. Energized, mixed, tired. So mixed with what I would take, because that's how I'm feeling. That's the tone that I'm going for. So you can ask ChatGPT, like even though if you're not really sure how the different items are going to be, you can check with ChatGPT, okay, how is this going to be? Okay, so that's how the prompts are. Okay, and then we have the final one that we are going to look into. Imagine you are a very experienced learning facilitator currently working in the L&D department of an American MNC. Draft an attractive paragraph for both the LinkedIn About and headline sections. Okay, so what does this prompt have? Does it have a persona? Yes. So what is the persona for this one? Yes, experienced learning facilitator. Does it have the context? What is the context?
L&D department.
Yes, so this learning facilitator is working in the L&D department of an American MNC. And then does it have a task? Yes, draft. And then examples. Okay, so maybe that's debatable. Okay, it may have from the person who put it in, like from the perspective. Okay, so then format. We have a paragraph. Yes, very good. And then the tone would be Yes, attractive. So we have these items. So it is a good one. Okay, so we will try to put this in ChatGPT. Very experienced learning facilitator. Currently working in it. Drop an attractive paragraph. For the both thinking about it. Okay, I got the items. Okay, so we have a about section, we have the headline section. So this is something that we start with. But ChatGPT may not give everything to our liking. We will have to modify a little bit. Okay, so we can look through and then we can go for maybe suggest some more or suggest in a different tone or paraphrase, rephrase or summarize in 3 sentences. So these are follow-up prompts that we can give ChatGPT, right? Okay, everyone okay? So shall we look into the sample prompt? Okay. Okay, so we have the sample prompt, so you can take a picture. I'll move. What I did was, sorry. Yeah. I grouped the headline and LinkedIn together, sorry, the about section together, and then I did one for work experience. And this, everything is in one chat so that ChatGPT is able to understand, like I'm looking at one full context, one scenario itself. So the previous responses can impact the subsequent responses. So firstly, I'm saying act as a LinkedIn career expert. Okay, I am a learning facilitator for software engineering courses such as front-end, prototyping, Java foundations. Okay, so I'm giving the context. Looking for people to connect with on my professional journey. So I have given the persona, the context. Then what else? I need to give the task, right? So write. And what does it need to write? The headline and the 100-word LinkedIn description for my LinkedIn profile in a friendly yet confident tone. Okay, so I want it to be in a confident tone because I tried professional first, but it was too professional. It was giving me like different terms. So I wanted to be in a very layman's term. So that's why I changed it to friendly yet confident tone. The headline should be personal, encompassing how I see my role, what I do, why I do what I do, and what makes me tick. Okay, and the about section should be my story. So this is how I incorporate all the 6 different constructs for the prompts. And finally, for the work experience, because I have already defined the persona and context in the previous prompt, I didn't go through it again. Okay, so I just go into now rewrite. Okay, so it is that's a task for it now. Okay, so rewrite the following work experience for me in this structure. So I want it to be in this structure. I accomplish X by measure Y that resulted in Z. So this is usually a recommended format for work experience. So that's why I give this example, and I pasted the job scope and description, and I gave the format and the tone. Okay, so let's see what ChatGPT gave me. Okay, so it gave me this. I will show you a full version. Okay, so when you look into this, this was the headline that it gave me. So it gave me passionate learning facilitator in software engineering, guiding aspiring developers to success, connecting to for growth. This was too long, so I just decided to take the middle one, which is guiding aspiring developers to success. So that's what I am, why I do what I do. I want to help aspiring developers to grow. Okay, so then I have a about section. This one I will definitely like fine tune a little bit before putting it into the LinkedIn profile. And then next one would be the work experience. So this is what I have written. Now rewrite the following work experience for me in this structure. I have given the details, okay, where I was working from what time, what year to what year, okay, and then what my job scope and description is. And then I say write them in bullet points in a confident but no, okay, I didn't have a full like one word for this, so I just say not so stuck up to, okay, because I really couldn't find a word. So this is how you can actually describe what you feel and how you want the audience to feel. Okay, so everyone clear? How is this? Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so you can take a picture. And sorry, did you manage to take? All okay? I'll move. Okay, the next one is PowerPoint creation. This one we have to do in like most of our work. We have to create slide decks, we have to, present. So how do we make it easy? How do we get the content? Okay, it's going to be very, very useful for university students when they are going to present on topics, or maybe when we are given like a general topic and we have to think of like the flow. Okay, so the PowerPoint creation from ChatGPT, you can look into it like in 4 different ways. So firstly, you can look into ChatGPT plus OneDrive. So OneDrive is the Microsoft version of Google Drive. Okay, so then we have ChatGPT plus VBA and Designer. So if you scan this QR code, you will redirect you to a YouTube video which will show you how to use VBA and Designer. Okay, it's a little technical, so that's why I chose to look into the OneDrive to focus on for today. Okay, and then we have the Microsoft Copilot. This is It's okay. Okay, so then we have the Microsoft Copilot. Okay, so this one is still in private preview. Not many people have it. Only certain Microsoft developers. That means like any companies, they have linking with Microsoft, a partnership. So they have the private preview. And I will show you a video how it's going to be really, really revolutionizing Microsoft PowerPoint creation. And then we do have other AI tools such as ChatBA, but now it is so saturated that whenever you try to type something, it does not give you. It can only give you like existing like an archived list. And then we do have beautiful AI, designs AI, present. All these are you need to pay for the usage. Okay, so let's take a look at the Microsoft Copilot because it is still on the way. So they have already prepared it, they have already built it, but it is still in the testing phase.
Let's say you're getting ready for your customer pitch meeting. Everyone has had a moment when they wish they could turn their proposal into a customer-ready presentation without having to start from scratch. Now you can. Using just your own words, Copilot can translate Word into PowerPoint. You can also translate PowerPoint into Word. Now you have a professional-looking presentation that you can hone and polish. Let's say you want to add a slide. Give Copilot some quick instructions. There it goes, ready for you to review. So this slide is too wordy. Let's ask Copilot to make it more visual. Give it a few seconds, and check this out. Copilot can even animate the slide. It gives it a professional design treatment in a single click. But it doesn't stop there. Copilot even generates speaker notes for all your slides. It's not only a time saver, it's helping you be a better presenter.
Yes, so it's going to help us become a better presenter, but it comes with a cost.
I've got to say, there's so much going on right now in announcements about AI.
Okay, so we'll move on to how we can do for the prompt for creating a slide deck. Okay, so it's going to be the same thing: persona, context, task, examples, format, tone. But now the scenario is different. Okay. So because National Day just ended, right? It's a National Day weekend. We took leave, or so in lieu of National Day, we are tasked to present on Singapore. And what are the initiatives the government has taken to integrate AI in order to run the country and keeping up with the growing technology landscape? Okay, so you're going to present this to your colleagues. Okay, so this is the scenario. Okay, so for us, we may not be dealing with Singapore and AI on every day, is to come up with a topic on just in a snap, and then come up with the flow and then present it. So what are we going to do? We are going to our friend ChatGPT. Okay, so our friend is going to help us come up with the flow. Okay, but in order to get our friend's help, what do we need to do? We need to ask. Okay, we need to ask in a way that our friend will give us a good response. Okay, so you can scan the QR code again, but instead of the first one, click the second discussion and go into the PowerPoint creation. Okay, so you can try adding the prompt with the persona, context, task, examples, and the others. I need a job now. Okay, you can start with the persona. Maybe act as a something, or maybe you can start with the context. It need not be in order. Okay, so you can start with the context first. So it is National Day, I have to prepare a presentation. So it's like, you're like complaining to someone. It's National Day, I want to enjoy my holiday, but I have to make a presentation. Okay, or you can tell in an enthusiastic tone also. Okay, I want to make a presentation on Singapore and its initiative on AI. Okay, and then create a slide deck. Okay, then we will improve it slowly. Did you all get the QR code? I'll move here again. Okay.
To shift your mouse away, I'm not sure whether the QR code will be blocked.
Oh, okay, let me move. Company business performance. We have one, create a slide deck integrating AI to demonstrate Singapore identity in an appealing manner. Okay, then we have create a slide deck presentation on Singapore. Include government initiatives for AI development and education. Okay, so we are getting started. Okay, very good. So usually, right, if you don't know the prompt, if you're not very used to the prompt, even I, when you saw just now when I was doing the tone, right, I would go directly to, this is how I would do. I'll go directly to the task and what you need to do and then give like in a tone or something. Okay, but if you see that prompt is not, the straightforward prompt is not working, then you can actually approach the 6-prompt approach, which is with the 6 constructs. Okay, I want to create an engaging PowerPoint slide to introduce Singapore, its AI initiative and its progress. Should be fun, not formal tone. Yeah, okay. So we can see the tone coming along. Okay, so those who have already shared your input, right? Maybe you can look through the others and give votes as well. Act as an international speaker. You're presenting to your colleagues. Create a slide deck. I'm reading this one. The tone should be celebrative. An example could be like the following essay. Paste essays here. Okay, so we have an example here. Okay, then we have, I want to create an engaging PowerPoint slide to introduce Singapore. It is AI initiative and its progress. Should be fun, no formal tone. And then we have this one. Make a PowerPoint about what Singapore can do to run the country and keep up with the growing technology landscape. Imagine it's National Day and you're an expert in this area, presenting to your colleagues. As a reporter, prepare a presentation in PowerPoint on Singapore and its initiative. So you see, right, the persona, people are taking it like in different way. Okay, and if you see and if you try it with ChatGPT, it's going to give you different ways. When it says reporter, it's going to look into how a reporter would be presenting. So the content, the words is going to be different. And like for example, here we saw should be fun. The naming, the wording, and the slide format is going to be a little different. So that's how the prompts, the different sections, is going to affect the response. Okay, shall we take this time to review? Okay, can. Okay, so we have the persona, context, task, examples, format, tone. Okay, let's look into the first 3. As an international speaker, we have the persona. You are presenting to your colleagues. Context. Create, task, a slide deck, format. The tone should be celebrative, which is the tone. Example should be like the following essay. So we have the example. So you see this participant, he or she did not follow the order. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Okay, as long as you get the message across. And then we have international speak. Oh, this one came. Okay. I want to create an engaging PowerPoint slide to introduce Singapore. I want to create, okay, task. Engaging PowerPoint slide. So what does engaging PowerPoint slide cover? It covers, which one of it? Yes? So we have the task, then we have the context. We have the format, which is a PowerPoint slide. Engaging should be fun, not formal tone. We have the tone. Okay, and we have the context also. So good job. And then we have the last one, which is now in SG National Day, share how SG progressing AI technology in country and changing landscape. Correct? So we are giving the context already. Include schools and university education. So we have examples already. So examples can come in this form as well. Okay, so include education, university. So you are telling ChatGPT, okay, when you are giving me the slide deck, do not just exclude this. I want examples like this. Okay, so that's why this is very good. Okay, upgrades why use computers and tablet slide decks. Okay, so this one, yeah, okay, could have expanded on what kind of slide decks. Okay, but good job, good effort. Okay, so let's take a look at how we can write it. Okay. I thought, okay, this is how I go through. Okay, so I just put Singapore AI expert. Okay, so we could have done a reporter, we can do a international business developer, but I just thought, okay, why not put Singapore AI expert? There is no such thing, okay, but we can ask ChatGPT to take that persona. In lieu of National Day, you need to highlight the initiatives of Singapore government to harness AI. So there's a context, prepare the task, a slide deck, which is the format, with title, explanation in titles, so like the examples, and with examples. Your presentation should be engaging, informative, and inspiring. Okay, so this is what I gave. So you want to see what ChatGPT gave me? Okay, so when we are creating PowerPoint presentation, right, there is a little bit of formatting to do. Okay, so what I mean by formatting is I use this prompt and I pumped it into my ChatGPT. Okay, so when I gave the prompt, it gave me this. Let me zoom it in. So it gave me the title slide, introduction. Okay, so then slide 3 is Smart Nation Initiative. Slide 4 is AI Singapore. Slide 5 is AI in healthcare. Then smart cities and transport, AI in education, all these things. So how do I translate this into PowerPoint presentation? Okay, so what I do, okay, recently ChatGPT added these icons. Let me sit down so you all can see also. Okay, so recently ChatGPT added these icons. So the first icon is for copying and copying. Okay, so you can copy. The second one is for thumbs up. The third is for thumbs down. Why do we have these 3 icons? The first being to copy the whole text. So before we had this icon, what we had to do? We have to drag. Then we don't know where it's dragging. So if you have like other prompts below, it will drag the whole, it will select the whole thing. Okay, so with this icon, it made us easier to just copy this whole response only. And then when you have the thumbs up, we are looking at it saying that, okay, this response is good. I like the response. So this is giving feedback to the system itself to tell that, okay, this is how you should go going. Then when you put thumbs down, it knows, okay, this is not how I should go. This is like a feedback to ChatGPT itself. So if I'm going to copy, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my OneDrive. Okay, my OneDrive, I create a Word. Okay, so for example, I create a folder, and inside it, what I do, I click the plus icon and go into Word document. So when I click Word document, it will open up a blank document, and all I need to do is paste it. So you can paste it this way, or you can Command V or Control V on your keyboard. Just put Command V. Okay, when I paste it, what happens? I have this, let me zoom in. Okay, I have this asterisk and everything, right? So when I have this asterisk, okay, the next step is usually to go into File, go to Export, and go into export to PowerPoint presentation. So when you do this, you will ask you for the templates. Okay, it gives me a general template. It's not giving me artificial intelligence. It should be, the designer should be smart enough to give me artificial intelligence, but it's not giving me. Why? Okay, maybe we can try. We just go on and see. So it will take some time to prepare the content, and then you will say it's ready, and you will open up in a new tab. Okay, I will open the presentation. Oh no, what happened to the document? You didn't have anything. Okay, so this is the reason why. Okay, so whenever you come to the document itself, right, it needs to be formatted into the bullet points as such. So when I have the introduction, right, so what I do, I just remove this thing. Okay, the title of the slide just remain as it is. The others, I have to put it into a bullet point. Then the slide title stay as it is, and I put this into a bullet point. This is a sub point for this. So I just press tab, it goes under this bullet point. Then I press here, so I get into the introduction. My one slide is done. My next slide, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to remove it. This is the slide title, so I do not have any bullet points. The next ones, I'm going to have a bullet point. Then the description and the goal and the examples is going to be a sub-bullet point. Tab it. Backspace, enter, then you have a sub-bullet point. So when you repeat this step for all the different slides, so there are about 14 slides, okay, when I generated. So I have formatted it this way. So I have the introduction, this is the main one. I have the introduction, the bullet point, sub-bullet point. The slide title, bullet point, sub-bullet point. Slide title, bullet point, sub-bullet point. And all the way until the conclusion, Q&A, and thank you. Okay, so now that we have formatted, right, the next step it is to export. Okay, so we are going to do File, Export, and Export to PowerPoint presentation. Now do you see the robotic hand appearing? So it's actually recognizing the words artificial intelligence. So we have some references which are very, very close to artificial intelligence. So maybe we just go for the first one and then we export. So similar to the first step, it's going to take some time, and then we are going to open the presentation. And voila. Okay, we have the background, the title. Okay, then you can put like, okay, presented by who and everything. And then we have, see, introduction. Embracing AI for national advancement. It gives me the details. You know, with this, what is the only time I take is to format it. Remaining, I don't have to look for pictures. I don't have to look for fonts. I don't have to think about like where do I need to put it all. You know, this slides that I was showing y'all, I did it without AI. So that one was like, you know, I had to look for pictures, need to look for fonts. So it took me a long time. But creating this informative slides took me less than 5 minutes. The only time I took was to think of the prompt, and secondly to format it. These two are the only tasks that I had to do. The remaining was like automatic. So that's how ChatGPT actually increased our productivity. We can actually like look into different tasks and we can actually enhance it more. So we have the flow already, and now we can actually add on information, or even like, you know, we can change the flow. We can we have something to work on. Compared to like nothing to work on, we have to start from scratch. Starting from scratch is, you need a lot more motivation than, you know, you have something and then you are starting from it. Okay, so that's how ChatGPT is helping us with this. Okay, here. Okay, so this is the prompt that I was showing you all earlier. And this is the steps. So firstly, I generated the response. I copy into my OneDrive. Then I formatted it in my OneDrive, my Word Online. And then I exported to presentation. And this was what I had. Yeah, okay. So it was the same response, same OneDrive, but you see this, I'll show you what I had generated. So this is what we generated just now, right? This is what I generated earlier. It has like some icons. But which one do you all prefer? You prefer this one or this one? The one or number two? Number one. You like this one? Number one. You like this one. Okay, so it's subjective. Okay, so yeah, it's the same response. Depends on what time is it. What time, when I created this one was like a few days back. Okay, so that's why it looks differently. Okay, so that's how AI is. It actually responds to the timing, your prompt. It is very, very adaptable. Okay, and finally, we will move on to the Excel Copilot. Okay, so as I mentioned, right, Copilot is still in private preview. So, like we may not have access to it. Okay, so but it will be available in a few weeks or few months' time for us to experiment with it. Okay, so how does it look like in actual? Yes. Sorry, which one? Yes. Yes, it's OneDrive. So when you have Microsoft 365 account, you have the OneDrive, right? So when you create a Word Online, so that is any version. So you can. It must be online. Yes. I tried it with offline, but offline you need to use it into like go into the outline structure, and then you need to go into PowerPoint presentation, and then import the outline. Okay, no problem.
So on the desktop version, you have to export.
So in the desktop version, what you need to do, you have to save the Word document. You will still need to format it, but this formatting is a little different. You will have to put it into like table one, level 1, level 2, level 3, and you go into the outline format instead of the normal format. And once you save it, then you go into the Microsoft PowerPoint, and then where you have like the new slide, maybe I can show. So usually you will have this, right? When you start this part. So here you will have the outline, and then you can import it, and that's only available for Windows laptop. It's not available for Mac users. So that's how Microsoft is having the loyalty. Okay, so did I answer your question? Okay, and then we move on to Copilot. So Copilot is similar. It's in private preview. We do not have access to it right now, but we will soon have access. And when we have it, and it is going to be a game changer as well. Okay, how I show here.
Copilot in Excel helps you make sense of all your data. Say you need to analyze this quarter's sales results. You start by asking Copilot to analyze the data and give you 3 key trends. Within seconds, you've got what you need, but you want to drill in. You ask Copilot a follow-up question about one of the trends. Copilot creates a new sheet. giving you a sandbox to play in and helping you better understand what's happening. You ask Copilot to visualize what contributed to the decline in sales growth this period. Copilot adds a little color to make the problem jump off the page. Now you want to dig deeper and ask a follow-up question with a what-if scenario. Copilot not only answers your question, it creates a simple model and even asks if you want to learn more about what it did with a step-by-step breakdown. Finally, you can ask it to create a graph of your projected model. Copilot in Excel turned a sea of data into clear insights and actions.
So that's how Excel Copilot is going to help us with the insights. Because usually what happens in normal Excel is, we are trying to look through, rummage through all the numbers, and then we are trying to find insights like how is this data useful, how is it going to tell us any information that's going to affect the decisions that we are going to make. So with this Copilot, what it helps is it not only analyzes for you, it gives you a trend, and also you can highlight it. So all the pivot table, all your bar chart, drawing your chart and conditional formatting, everything is done with the Copilot with just like a few prompts. So that's how Excel Copilot is helpful to us. Okay, so I do have one more to write your own code. Okay, so how are you all feeling? Like, do you want to look into how to write the code? Okay, sure. Okay, so this one I will have to take a seat. Okay, and I have the prompts right up in the screen. So you all can take a look at it first. Then I will show you how it is transformed. Okay, so writing your first code. Okay, we want to make it very, very simple. We just want to create a business card. Okay, how does a business card look like? I will show you the output first. Okay, never mind. You all take a picture first. Am I blocking your camera? Are you okay? Yeah? Unlike other prompts, right, the prompting for coding, it doesn't have a structure. Okay, it really needs a lot of follow-up, experimentation, and then seeing how it works, and then we have to do a remedy prompt. Okay, so what do I mean? Okay, so I will show you how this, what is the outcome of this first. Okay, so I use this platform called replit.com, and this is where I pasted all my code. So you do not have to install your own editor. Okay, you can always start with this. So what does this do? Okay, so this is your business card. When I hover over, it glows. It glows with a purple. So John Tan. So for example, we have Daryl, right? So we can put Daryl, and then maybe he wanted to look into how the prompts will give a better response. So these are like, nowadays it's called prompt engineers. So we just put like Daryl, prompt engineer. Okay, and then when we click on it, it flips. Okay, when it flips, it provides the contact information, the email, and the contact number. And then when you click it, it flips again. So this is a business card that we can implement. Okay, instead of like a full-blown HTML page, we can start with something simpler and see how the ChatGPT works with this. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to copy this prompt. What does this prompt says? I want ChatGPT to provide me a HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So what are these three things is HTML is like the structure. So when you're looking at a human body, right, the skeleton is the structure, what gives us structure. So that is the HTML. Okay, without the skeleton, what we're going to do, we are going to sloppy already. Okay, so we need the HTML structure. That is the basic of any web page. So if you go and look into Google, if you look into Yahoo, Tesla, Apple, everything, HTML is the base of the website. And then we have the CSS. It's like our clothes, okay? It's trying to beautify us, okay? But then we have JavaScript. How are we going to move, okay? JavaScript gives the animation. So it is like the muscles, okay? So we have the bones, we have the muscles, and then the skin, and CSS would be like the skin, the clothes, what we are wearing. So that would be like the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in working together. And what we're going to do, we're going to put it into one single file for a simple business card, okay, with the picture of the person, the name, the designation on the front side. Okay, so that's what we saw over here. And then on the flip side, there are email and contact number of the person. So what happens when I click on the flip side, we have the contact and the email, right? So this is what we want. So this is what we are giving the ChatGPT. So the first time I tried, I got this. Okay, the same prompt, I will show you how it is going to work differently. Okay, so for image, because ChatGPT 3.5 is the free version, it is not going to recognize image. So what we are going to do, we are going to just give like image URL. And then we have the name, the designation, email. So all the details we provide to the ChatGPT. And then we give a little bit of details. When clicked, the business card should flip and show the other side. When clicked again, we should return to the front side. So this is the scenario that we give to ChatGPT, how we want this is our requirements. Think of it as user requirements, or client requirements. And ChatGPT is like your vendor. He or she, it is going to give us the details. Okay, so I'm going to copy this whole prompt. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the new chat. And I'm going to paste this. So provide HTML, all these things, same thing, I'm going to press enter. So it's going to provide me one HTML file. This is the style. Style meaning the CSS. And we have the body, which is like the content. And then we have the script. Script is the JavaScript, which gives the animation. And it says copy and paste is code. Okay, we are going to copy. Okay, so but where am I going to paste it? Okay, I'm going to paste it here. Okay, I'm going to create one replit. So I'm going to create a HTML, CSS. I'm going to say SFF23 Superpower Me series. Okay, so it is initializing everything. I'm going to Control A. Okay, so what it's doing is it's reflecting what is on the body. Okay, so that's the content. But I'm going to change the whole content with the business card example. Okay, so I'm going to Control A, delete it. So there's nothing here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this whole code. Copied. I go back and I paste it. Okay, and once I paste it, it's all here already. And I'm going to run this. And I have this John Tan. Oh, first try already it flips. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so that means it's already flipping. And then what I'm going to do, the second prompt, I want it to be glowing. Okay, what color? What's your favorite color? Should we go for red because National Day? Okay. Sorry, a little patriotic because National Day week. Okay, so I'm going to say update the code to make the card glow red when hovered over. So when I hover over the mouse on the business card, it's going to glow red. So I'm going to update the code. Let's wait for it to generate. Or usually if you are familiar with HTML, CSS, there is this property called hover, then you can just add it in. But because we are new to HTML, CSS, right? So we will ask ChatGPT how to do it. It's taking a while. Whenever it takes a while for coding, right, I know it's going to do something. Okay. So what it's doing, okay, it changes the background color of the front side of the card. Okay, we'll see how this one changes. Copy code, and then we go here. I will create a new one so you can see the new one. Test 2. I have a test already, so I just put test 2. And I'm going to paste it over here. Delete, paste it, and then run. Run. Bam. It's behaving well today, so surprisingly. So when I hover over, it's red. Okay, John Tan is celebrating National Day, and then when I click back, it is flipping back. Okay, so that's how we create our first code in with ChatGPT. Okay, so thank you so much. That's all for I have for today. Do you all have any questions? Okay, so this QR code is redirect to our courses web pages. So if you have any questions, if you want to inquire on our digital courses, you can do so by scanning the QR code. Thank you for joining us. And if you do